link to runes. There's also a companion guide on artifacts, as well as grinds and gems. And the second thing is that there are currently 2 rune events in-game, in a rune crafting event and a legend rune and re-app event. So I'm going to be leading you to the right places in terms of drops today, but remember that this is a great time to just get a bountiful amount of runes in your inbox, thanks to the 11th anniversary. That's it for the disclaimers, but a quick note on evaluating runes. Every stat in the game is generally better in a percentage version. So instead of flat defense, aim for percentage defense. That's not to say we actively dislike double dipping. For instance, I love it when my runes have a massive amount of HP percentage and then a flat HP to give me even more. But generally speaking, percentages are always going to be better than flat stats. The only stat in the game that does not appear as a percentage on a single rune is speed, and it is arguably the most important stat in the game. Something else to keep in mind is that runes are often given a tag to delineate what innate stat they have. For instance, quick runes have speed as their innate stat. However, like we said in the beginner's guide to runes, you cannot level up an innate stat. It is that way forever. So when you see a rune is labeled as a quick rune, ironically, it's going to end up being one of the slowest runes on your account because they are what they are out of the box. That's a real quick note on evaluating runes, but if you guys have any tips for how you like to evaluate them, leave it in a comment down below. And without further ado, let's get into the top 10 rune sets in Summoner's War and where to find them. Number 10, it's Fatal, which increases the equipped monster's attack by 35%, and you can find it in the Giant's Keep. Fatal is especially good early, because in the milestones within someone's Summoner's War journey, you usually stop at Giants first, so you're going to have most access to Fatal runes. And you're going to rune pretty much every damage dealer in the early game on Fatal until you get to Rage. But hey, I'm skipping ahead. If you need a good Giants team, check out the complete Kairos Dungeon Guide and also the Teshar Speed Team Guide that just recently released on the channel. Number 9. Vampire. The equipped monster gains a life drain for 35% of the damage it deals. This is found in both Necropolis as well as the Cliff of Tough Beastmen. Vampire is really good on monsters that you want to bruise through damage and potentially solo a game for you. Within PvE environments, this is largely kept to Garo the Fire Ninja, who's going to solo the Akroma floor for you. He's the let me solo her guy from Elden Ring. Between the two, Necropolis is probably slightly more consistent and easier to clear than Cliff of Tough Beastmen. If you follow the guides on the channel, having a good Necro team will make sure that you probably have an abundance of Vampire runes by the end of it, though if you'd like to branch out into the Cliff of Tough Beastmen, it's actually a pretty easy dungeon to farm. All you need is a Veramos, a Second Awakened Vigor, a Fran, and a Raok or a Kaki. By the way, this might be a good time to mention that anytime one of these rune sets appears within a rune dungeon in the Dimension Hole, those runes are going to skew better. The only thing is that the drop rates are more volatile and you'll sometimes get grinds and gems in the mix as well. But ancient runes have higher minimum stat values for substats, which means a potentially higher maximum. Number 8, it's a Revenge. Gives a 15% chance to counterattack with a slight damage reduction on the clapback. This is found in both Dragons and the Castle of Forgotten Heroes in Sacrion. For this one, I'm going to recommend that you skew into Dragons. Dragons is a very important dungeon in the game. You'll find out why later. So if you need Revenge runes, it's best to just find them in Dragons. Revenge sets are amazing on monsters that have very potent first skills, because when they counterattack, you'll get that benefit. This is most commonly seen in something like a triple Revenge Verd, which is a really popular build. Number 7. Fight runes. Fight runes are what we call a hug set. These give a small benefit to every monster on your team, and in this case, its attack. Boosts it by 8% per set, and it does stack. This is found in both Spiritual Realm and Sacrion. But man, the Castle of Forgotten Heroes is probably the toughest dungeon in the game. It might be the hardest dungeon in the game. So I would say stick with Spiritual Realm. It's actually pretty easy to build a reliable Spiritual Realm team. The name of the game here is crit rate. So you're going to load your team with fire monsters so you get a 15% attribute bonus, and you bring Lauren for defense break. So you'll end up doing something that looks like Verd, Second Awakened Raok, Seek the Fire Hellhound, Lauren, and Aster, Lapis's spicy sister. And when this thing works, man, does it work. You can get like 40-something second clear times. So hang out in Spiritual Realm if you need fight runes. What's great about fight runes too is that quantity is better than quality if you're runing for PvE. For monsters like Prilea, Konamiya, or Tion, you really just want them to hold. Well, if it isn't chat. It's great to see you guys. Welcome back to Summoner's War for another instance of the account reviews and progression tips. we're also throwing replays into the mix today. So if you have any outstanding replays that you want to show, or maybe some incredibly disappointing replays, I'd love to watch them, give them a rating out of 10 along with chat. Speaking of which, let me say hi to folks. What's going on, everybody? Zettabyte, Materva, welcome back. Padilla, glad to have you guys here. Nova, thank you. Howdy, good luck on your account reviews and tips. Always love watching these. Dude, honestly, I love doing them. I'm glad to hear that you love watching them because I've been looking forward to this all day. I'm like the right amount of sleepy, you know? It's like early afternoon. I'm starting to get a little, I'm coming down from the caffeine, right? I got some green tea, though for you guys, I think it's invisible because of the green screen behind me. Kind of smells like dirt, not gonna lie, but I still like drinking it for some reason. And I've got all y'all here. We're playing Summoner's War. We're having a good time. Like, could I ask for a better way to kind of wind down a day? I don't think I could. Field Medic is hoping to earn their turn this time. Third stream now. I've actually written you down. What server are you on? What are you having problems with? What can I do for you? We also got 6mildog over here who is saying that they hope that we end up on EU server, which we usually do. Also, hello, Bread Biceps. Dude, bread does make biceps. We gotta fill up on the carbs. When you start carb loading, once you like get big from bulking, you know, the bread will make your biceps pop out of your shirt. So I also like your Waluigi emoji. You got a lot of stuff going for you right now. Feels like it's been forever. I know, that's what I was thinking too, 6mildog, when I saw your name. I was like, dang, it's been a while. So let's do this. So Field Medic, if you're so inclined, if you're ready, let me know what trouble you're having. I am in chat channel 11 on the global server. I'm in the all distribution. Let me go ahead and end my repeat battle here because I can't look at your island while also farming. Let's try to roll some stuff real quick. I can't believe this is actually a pretty solid rune. It rolled weird. It definitely rolled a little weird. But that's okay. Res and accuracy. I'm gonna sell that, unfortunately. I'm gonna sell that. Let's see what else we got. We're gonna sell this. I'm gonna sell that because the quick ones are always the slowest. We know that. I like that legend rune, to be honest. I feel like that, even though it rolled kind of funky, and we got like 2 rolls in accuracy and res, 2 exactly the same rolls in accuracy and res, I think it could be for something. Havoc, what's going on, dude? I'm glad to see you here today. Professional carb loader. Dude, that's me. You got me, bro. Ricky, what's up, Raigeki? Welcome to this stream. Increasing my odds of winning SWC, 75 survey crystals at a time. Dude, I love that Raigeki shows up and pushes the survey agenda. I love it. I've been pushing the survey agenda for 8 years now, chat. It's about time people start listening. Listen to Raigeki, okay? SWC competitor. He's going to the America's Cup. He's one of our representatives for our region, so make sure you follow his guidance and do that survey. With that said, let me go ahead and close this. I think I opened stream last time with this. Have you guys played this last minigame? I actually like this last minigame. I'm talking about it again because I was playing it during the countdown timer. And this is the only one of the mini games that I actively like enjoy. I don't know if you guys am I alone in this? You can let me know if I'm alone. Bread Biceps, yeah, I'm on the same boat. Been playing since 14, but just got back in within the last few months. Holy heavens to Betsy. Evan, how should I build Dark Jin? I know he isn't the best yet, but he's my second LD5. You already know this. I did. He told me this via Insta, and I want to build him. Dark Jin. So this is the one that deals massive damage, I think. Grants Soul Protect for 1 turn and attacks the enemy. If the enemy is defeated by this attack, skill cooldown will not be triggered, and the excess damage will be applied as additional damage on the next use. So you can like bank your damage, which is really cool in theory, I have to say. Attacks the enemy 2 times and increases your attack bar by 25% whenever this attack lands as a critical hit. So something about the fact that this is a 1-turn Soul Protect, well, I don't know. So, like, obviously, first thought is like, can it work on Violent? But then my second thought is like, this is a big DPS unit and it's only a 1-turn Soul Protect. So if you proc out of it. Like, I don't know how much you want to lean into the Soul Protect, how much we see the Soul Protect as part of like the selling point of this skill. I think the selling point is the big damage, ignoring a cooldown, and dealing additional damage. So with that in mind, if you wanted to, you could just go all in on Violent, or you could go Rage. You could go Rage. I'm kind of thinking 100% crit rate, big damage Rage set, bring this guy into Guilds. I think that this is more of like a perfect setup. I'm going to use Tiana to AoE strip. I'm going to use Galleon to defense break and attack buff. And then boom, you Dark Jin. I think that's kind of the way to build it. So in a more controlled environment, something like that. Give that a try and let me know what you think. Let's actually, we could also go and see like debate usage arena. It looks like Rage Blade is the #1, Violent Will. These are the people who ignore the Soul Protect, right? And then we also have Swift Blade. You're welcome, dude. I also just got the Wind one today, actually. I just got the Wind one, like earlier this morning. Also, guys, for folks who maybe got like a collab Nat 5 or something and they're a little discouraged because perhaps it's like not like the most powerful or something, I'm telling you, if you're gonna get a bad monster, it should be from a collab, because the devs always have their eyes on the collaboration units. They frequently get buffed. Dude, the Street Fighter collaboration monsters are still getting buffed to this day, right? So just something to keep that in mind. John's watching the Demon Slayer movie tomorrow. Oh, that's awesome. Let me know what you think. Field Medic said, let's go. Dude, I saw that you really want a review, that you've been here a couple weeks in a row, right? Trying to get one. So if you could, let me know what's going on. Jump in chat channel 11. We've got would love team tips for Kairos. Oh, wait a minute. I think you might already have, oh dude, beyond this, I actually think that maybe we might be like going into like fine tuning territory for like, I noticed you're not using Teshar. The other thing is we're going into fine tuning, like adding a Deborah situation, you know, trying to further that defense break. 35 seconds is an incredible speed team. So now I don't know if like, I don't know how much you want to, so let me show you what I've got so far. So my record, dude, I always miss this thing. There are so many taps to get to the book. So mine is currently at 28 seconds. I am using Teshar. It's predominantly free to play, except with this. Honestly, dude, I think 35 is great, but if you want to push it even further, you could, if you get a Deborah, you could do something like that. I would start looking into maybe getting a Teshar the next time a Nat 5 event rolls around or something like that. Spiritual Realm 2, Fortress and stuff, Giants and Dragons are okay for now. Roger that. I had a feeling because I was like, this is really good, bro. Okay. So you said Spiritual Realm, Fortress and stuff. Spiritual Realm, I think, looks pretty good. Oh, well, the one thing that you might want to think about doing perhaps is throwing in like a, I don't know if you're still running the Riley. I don't run a healer in this dungeon. Granted, I don't think my time is 28 seconds. I actually think your time might be faster than mine for Spiritual Realm. But I run this plus Seek. That's what's missing, is the Fire Hellhound. So instead of Riley, I run the Fire Hellhound for that attack buff and that crit rate buff as well. Awesome, Field Medic, thank you. Oh, got you. Oh, it is only 10 floor. I didn't even notice that. Thank you, guys. Sorry, that's the downside of coming down from the caffeine, right? You know, I start to just kind of glaze over certain key indicators. So thank you, Nova. I appreciate you for calling that out. And I see that the Steel Fortress is similar. I see Punisher's Crypt is the same. Okay. So with that in mind, for Steel Fortress, if you happen to have access to Second Awakened Zinc, you could, I think a Zinc would go crazy here. You could also look into Airguard the Dark Vampire Lord if you want another source of buff block. You do have that, perfect. That's great. So you're gonna like, you're gonna do this a little bit differently than normal, right? So if we're doing a two-way Zinc, there's two caveats to that. And the first is this. You wanna have that Zinc be the first thing to move on your team. So the two-way Zinc moves first. Secondly, to be like really safe, to kind of be optimal. I don't know how necessary it is today, but back when I recorded the guide, it kind of was. It's a double will set. Let me show you what I'm talking about real quick. I actually don't know if my Zinc is out. He might be in storage. Let's just go take a peek. There he is. Double will. I have mine on double will guard. the method for this. So there's a method to the madness, right? So basically it's double will, however fast he needs to be to move first on the team. He goes, applies buff block and defense break. And that means that he's going to lose 1 turn of immunity. And by the time the boss moves, he'll still have a 2nd turn of immunity on him. So that way he can't get stunned. That's the mythology, or the methodology rather, I forgot a syllable. That's the methodology behind ruining him on a double set of will. Even in PvE, incredibly rare. We don't normally care about will in PvE situations. So Zinc moving first, doing that. Ehrgar the Dark Vampire Lord is another really good unit for Steel Fortress, especially breaking into the Abyss floors, because you can put him on attack buff, or rather he gives attack buff to your team. Let me go back in here. I just want to check this. Dude, you have crazy nat 5s, by the way. What the? I just took a look back here. You got the Dark Monkey King. Who was I talking to? I think I was talking to the players for the player profiles that we were shooting last over the weekend on Saturday, right? And I think I was talking to Topa, Raigeki, and more, and like Vinny on the couch, and we were like, what are the best LD5s right now? And the Dark Monkey King was counted amongst like our favorites, like top 5. Really powerful LD5 right there. That's awesome. Within the last month you got him? Oh my God, Nova, congratulations. Bro, I implore you, you have to deploy that thing. Because like, we were kind of memeing in a very positive way about the Dark Monkey King. And what I mean by that is that like, dude, every time he ripped a skill 3, that was pretty much a death sentence in the prelims. That meant that like, if he used the skill 3, that enemy team was not coming back. Like there was one instance where somebody came back from it in all of the prelims. It's one of the most impactful skill 3s in the game right now, I'd say. We got Dank Master said, yo, yo. Yo, yo to you as well. I don't think we talked about Punishers. Let me just briefly show you this. So for Punisher's Crypt, I used to talk about the Vampires Walking Dogs team a lot. Atticus, 32, first time in chat. What's going on? I pulled a Michael and got my 2 LD5s within months of each other. Teriyaki, dude. Looking at your name, bro, that took me a second. Teriyaki, that took me a second. I wanted to say Treyarch. I don't know if y'all are like Black Ops Zombies enjoyers, but like I love those. It's definitely like a guilty pleasure. What? No, it's not. No guilt. Are you kidding me? All happiness, all pride in playing Treyarch titles. So that's what I was seeing when I saw your name. Teriyaki, I would love to. That'd be really fun. So this team is the one that I'm now kind of like telling people to maybe build for the Punisher's Crypt, because this used to be the Dark Vampire Lord, right? But instead, I find that having that additional team up effect with a defense break, especially starting out, right? Like that's a really powerful effect to have right at the beginning. So I'm a big fan of this team. Slight efficiency bonus, right? Oh, well, good morning. Good morning to you too, Meatykins. Good morning to you as well. Welcome to Account Reviews and Progression Tips. We're also doing replay reviews if you're so inclined. Dude, I think I ended up winning. But like, I had a review, hello. I did a replay, my battles. Seppi and I played a ton yesterday, and my Aya was resisting everything, bro. This was crazy. Like, my Aya was like sacking for him. Look at that. Res, let's speed this up. This is what we'd call like probably a 2 out of 10. This is a 2 out of 10 review. It's crazy. My Aya was resisting everything, bro. Oh, you're finally getting into RTA? That's awesome. Check that out. Nice provoke, right? We get the provoke. He's ignoring. Again, no application on the Aya. Glanced, so didn't apply. How is it that I got a single one? That was the first activation of the whole game. I was memeing. I was like, dude, my Aya. Look, res again. What is this, bro? I have no res on my Aya. She was straight up sacking for my opponent. Although I do end up winning because Aya's insane. Like, I mean, just look at this setup, right? Like, dude, she's crazy. Look at this. Boom, boom, bop. I mean, she's crazy, but it should have been easier. He ended up beating me in the best of 5, right, dude? But it was a great set. He won 3-2 in the last match. That was awesome. Loved playing. Seppi, if you're watching this in the future, loved playing with you, dude. We should do it again. Okay. Treyarch equals Triforce, Trident, and a little more. I'm on the global server right now. I'm on global chat channel 11. Oh, Field Medic is on the Asia server. I could jump over. Should I jump? I think I have an Asia server account. I think I should jump over. Charisse, guys, hold on. I'm gonna do something highly unusual. We're gonna jump over to Asia real quick, and then I'll be back. I swear to you, I'll be back. I'm just gonna go look at Field Medic's account real quick, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so Field Medic, throw in the chat what you need help with, okay? In a second, because I won't be able to see it yet. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Chill. Close. Oh, we gotta watch the whole, oh, guys, we gotta do this whole thing. I'm so sorry about that. Why don't you guys tell me about your day in the meantime? I'd love to hear what's new with y'all. Play Andy Bay. Salve Bay. Salve no chat. I need help pulling LD5s. Zachbot, I am like the last person you should be asking about that, bro. It took me 3 years to get Lydia. Took me 5 years after that to pull Destiny. That accounts for all 8 of my years playing Summoner's War. That is not the person you want to be taking advice from for how to pull it. Teriyaki says, pretty good. Just got done with college classes for the day. That's awesome. I love college classes. That's great. I was in college once. Brand Walk. So you're telling me we got Brand Walk and Bread Biceps? What are the odds of that? Both in chat. Leveling a Dark Grim Reaper to 6-star? Heck yeah. So you telling me I can't skip this? That's awesome, Neverborn Lucky. Yeah, it's not tomorrow. Yeah, it's not tomorrow. I would love to pull a non-LD3. Sejam bem-vindos na live. Boa. I'm fantastic. No reason. Just fantastic. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that, dude. I'm glad to hear that. You know, I was like, yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's nice. I'm going to drive home tonight. I'm going to listen to some more of my audiobook, you know, some audiobooks and stuff. Yes, let's go. We're through the cinematic. It's a great cinematic. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, I got to get into chat channel 11, bro. It's like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Just hit my 12th LD5 with a dupe in there, so 13 technically. It's a baker's dozen. Don't ask how many. Don't ask how many. Don't ask how many scrolls. Who's your favorite LD5 that you have amongst those quote-unquote 13 meaty-kins? I do kind of like that. I like the way that Kazuya and like the big dude, like they walk up out of the portal together. Not gonna lie, I kind of like that. Neverborn Lucky, can we have a non-fighting game as next collab? To be fair, this is only the second time we've had a fighting game. To be fair. Check this out. You ready? I'm gonna open the gift box. Is it gonna be mana? I'm gonna tap this. Is it going to be mana? Let me get into chat channel 11 so that way Field Medic can say something, and I need to jump to all. Is it gonna be all mana, or am I getting scrolls? 3, 2, 1, here we go, let's see. Shape-shifting stuff, oh my god, that's like this was one of the best collab gift boxes that I've actually seen so far. 4 scrolls, 75 crystals, and some shape-shifting stones. This is not bad. Truly not bad. Okay, hold on, let me catch up with chat. If you review my account later, I need help with all-around characters and runes. I have them, but I'm struggling to set things up. Okay, roger that. Han was my first, and I pulled him an hour before his buff. You've got to be kidding me, Meaty-kins. Is there any better time to pull Nat 5? That's amazing. Yes, Nova, I can show you my Seek when I jump back on. I don't know, Evan, both JJK and Demon Slayer have fighting games, and that's definitely what they're known for. They're fighting games. Good point, Havoc. You got me there. Okay, Field Medic, I am in chat channel 11. Oh, wait, what the heck? No, I'm not. I suppose it booted me out of that when I shifted. Okay, Field Medic, I am in chat channel 11, all on the Asia server. Drop me a message with what you need. Materva. Evan, I'd like you to take a quick look at mine and tell me how I'm doing for 30 days in. 10-4. 10-4. I can do that. 10-4, dude. As soon as I'm done over, I just wanted to make sure to try to get, because Field Medic went out of their way. Look at this. I'm here too. Perfect, dude. Okay, tell me what you need help with. What can I do for you? Is this just a general review? Oh wow, that's kind of a sick picture of Artaniel you got as a profile picture. That's the sort of thing where if I found you in RTA, I would expect that you had an Artaniel. Only non-LD3 I've ever pulled was Dark Paul Phoenix. Honestly, dude, there's so many good LD 4-stars that I still don't have. Like, I've already mentioned her like 3 times, Deborah. Runes and teams. Plain and simple. Runes and teams. You got it. So it looks like you've cleared TOA normal, haven't quite cleared hard yet. So I think that's probably going to be my priority when looking at your account. Oh my God, this is great. You have Teshar. Excuse me, guys. Must have been drinking my green tea too fast. You have Teshar, which I've gone on record to say, owning the Teshar. That's the hardest part about making the speed team. So that is fantastic news. So before I even look in your monster box, look up there towards Giants. Just a couple things we're going to do. We're going to make this team a lot less defensive. We are going to remove everybody on the team immediately except for Teshar and Veramos. Veramos is he might leave if we decide to do a speed team, but if we're just kind of dipping our toes into it right now, he can stay. So we're gonna remove Fran, we're gonna remove Darian, we're gonna remove the Lulu. And that's great because we want to kill the boss. You know, it's like, we're not gonna sit around here and just take a beating from the boss. Wow, nice island, bro. Oh my goodness, what the? Dude, this is fantastic. This is just a really nice island. It's just awesome. My name was Dank Master on Global and mostly just a review here too. It's awesome, cool. Okay, I'll be back over there shortly. You got great units. Oh, yes, we have Varad, so we can definitely clear TOA hard. This is super stellar, actually. I'm just taking a peek back here, seeing if there's anything. Nice. I love that you're building this, dude. You have Oliver for when you eventually go in. Oh, and you are already working on it, aren't you? I can tell you are already working on this. You are already working on this speed team. I am so proud of you, dude. That is awesome. This is exactly what you should be doing. So let's talk specifics then, since you're clearly already on the same page here. So Teshar can be your crit rate lead. He'll be on the team with a rage set. We are going to have this Prilea move first. Now that might mean that you need to dive into Spiritual Realm to find some faster fight runes, right? Or you could just boost this up to plus 15, which I would recommend doing. I would also recommend just boosting up the accuracy. Well, I mean, you're already at 87, but hey, when in Rome, right? Do as the Romans do and level up those fight runes. But you're already at 87, so you should be fine. For your Shaman, I've never pronounced his name like that before, nor will I ever do it again. We're going to level him up, put him to a 6-star build. He deserves it, and we're going to put him on a rage set. Technically speaking, for this team, he does not need to have 100% crit rate. And the reason for that is because Teshar gives an extra 33%. However, when I tell people to build Shaman, I usually insist that they still build him on 100% crit rate, because that means that you can use him in both Giants, Dragons, and Necro. I added a third one in there, even though I said both. What's going on, Ultra Death Lord? It's going great, dude. Thank you so much. I'm a little sleepy right now, but otherwise I'm okay. So we're gonna have the Harpy move first, followed by Teshar. The speed tuning for that is important. That turn order does matter because you essentially want the Harpy to move, apply defense break, Teshar move, deal big damage in an AoE fashion, then your Konamiya or your Tion. Either one is fine. They don't necessarily need to be 6-starred, but they do need to move here. Heck, they barely even need to be awakened, to be honest. And then Shaman and let's say we can say Veramos. I personally prefer the Wind Homunculus though, because the Wind Homunculus gives an element of safety. Wow, dude, oh my gosh, your summons are crazy. This account is really, really good. This is a really solid account. Okay, I want to do one more piece of advice for you, specifically for Trial of Ascension. So Varad is one of the best monsters for TOA in the game. He might actually be the best, to be honest. If you looked at me and you said Varad is the best monster for TOA, I wouldn't even correct you. You would just be right. Just straight up correct. With that in mind, I did also see that you had a Jameer. So you could technically run like Jameer speed lead with Varad. Then you can kind of just splice in whatever you want, dude. Like we could do, if you wanted, you could do Magnus. Magnus is a great alternative to Rika. He applies dots and he stuns. So I would maybe do like a Jameer speed lead, Varad, Magnus, and dude. And like, I don't know, maybe like a Lauren and a Spectra or something. Because like, dude, I don't even know what to say. It's like those 3 units are practically enough. So Varad is actually, so it's a great question. Varad is actually the Water Dragon. There is Varad the Water Dragon and Verdahile, who we abbreviate to Verd, who's the Fire Vampire. Yeah, no, dude, no problem. Rasputin, first time in chat, welcome to the stream, by the way. The name conventions in Summoner's War are like incredibly confusing, especially for like newer players or just folks who have maybe taken a break for a little while. Because, dude, I go on about Grego, Gorgo, Grogan, like all the time. It's like, those are 3 different monsters with a remarkably similar naming convention, and they are definitely not the same monster. So, dude, yeah, take your time, always ask. Hey, look at that. I'm stuck at level 4 rate. Oh, hi Twitch. Medic usually 101 is pretty helpful, by the way. Nice MD5. Look at that. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness, look at that. Guys, let me jump back over real quick because I know that we have a lot of folks still waiting on global. So I'm gonna jump back over there. I'm gonna hop in chat channel 11. All. You can't get wind, homie? You're stuck there? Wait. What do you mean you're stuck there? Tell me about that. Wait. In the sense that you chose it to be water already, you can reassign. You can always reassign if you want to. I've had each one. I've actually had a couple. I started with water, went to fire, went back to water with a different build, and then I went to wind. You know, you can always reset. You can always reset skill up here. It's great. I almost feel like reset skill is quite a drastic sounding button. It makes it sound like I'm gonna lose my Devilmon. Nova, thank you so much, dude. Said you're doing great. Oh, can I show how the team works and why? This will take hopefully not a lot of time. Because if it takes a lot of time, something's gone drastically wrong. Let me show you why I prefer the Wind Homunculus. Okay, so we've got the Teshar note. She moves, Teshar moves. Konamiya boosts up the Teshar so he can do it again. Wind Homunculus and my other max HP damage scaler, the Shaman move. So that is the turn order. But let me show you why it's important that we use the Wind Homunculus. So she's gonna apply the defense break, right? And you're seeing in the upper right-hand corner of your screen that counterattack, that's ticking up quick. So we got the 7, right? And it's also close to being his turn. Defense breaks go out on my team. He's going to use his big attack. He's going to kill everybody. Oh my God! And then boom, the Wind Homunculus comes back and he saves the day. Dude, I love the Wind Homunculus for that reason. So it's like in the event that things go like horribly wrong, or it's like you don't have like the most efficient like rune sets or something like that, you know, you're building a starter version of the speed team, he will be there. He has your back. Dude, find yourself a homie who's got your back like this homie does. Like seriously, find yourself oh, that's actually not a bad rune. Can this roll crit rate? Nope. That's okay. I was like, wait a minute. This is actually not a bad rune. If this goes crit rate, that's good. That run was a paid actor. That's what I'm saying. How funny is that? That it goes exactly as it should have to illustrate that point. It shows you how consistent it is though. Like, you know, that was pretty cool. Need 30% contribution in level 4 raid. Can't get that. That's interesting. In level 4 raid. You might be able to do, with your monsters, you could probably do, can you do solo with that? Are you able to do a solo level 4 raid? I have not tried this, I don't think. because you had monsters that I think you could do like the 3 sets. Just put like Darien and Ariel on one, put like Fran and Lulu on another, and then like 2 more cleansers on your third team. Because I think, and then just kind of fill them out with things like standard damage dealing monsters. Oh, what is his name? Zhang Fei, the Fire Panda. Channel 11, guys, that's where we're at right now. Let's see this. Jim, hi Evan, help me out, will you? What do you need help with? Wait your turn, bro. That's crazy. Oh my goodness, that's so... I said wait your turn. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do it. Okay. Okay, so we need to speed this up a little bit. 204 on Giants. I think your best bet right now would probably be to do like a pseudo starter team for this one. So using all wind units, right? Like I can see why this lived because he's going to glance on you a bunch, but unfortunately it's probably not the most efficient way to do it, but I can tell you got the pieces for it. Let's bring that Veramos up here. I don't love Riley. Riley takes a really long time to do her thing in dungeons. I'm sure you guys have seen on the subreddit that like people are taking like an hour to clear Giants because the Riley is the last one alive. All right, let's see what we can maybe do here. Wow, dude, these monsters. Oh, Leica, cheat code. Cheat code, by the way. Cheat code. He's like this. So we haven't said this tip in a while. I still don't have him. Well, I mean, I've got Duran's Leica. Should I run it with Duran's Leica? I've never actually really tried it. I've never actually really tried it for myself. Can come to us, please give Konamiya a second awakening, please? That's from Neverborn Lucky. Dude, I think, so I mean, is that who y'all want? Yeah, until he doesn't revenge 3 hits in a row. True that. True that. Is that who we want to get a second awakening next, though? Do we want it to be the birds? Do we want it to be the Garudas? I don't know, dude. They're so good. But granted, I don't even know what the other ones do, right? We use Tion and Konamiya. We don't really use any of the others. Oh, Brian says these accounts all make mine look like crap. No, bro, that's not at all, dog. That's not what this is about. This is about group learning. This is, remember, guys, comparison is the thief of joy. Apply that to all situations in your life, not just Summoner's War, right? Don't let comparison to other people, their things, themselves, etc., take away your fun or your enjoyment in life or your fulfillment. It's like this is not necessarily for comparison, but for learning. Now I have a rough path to work with. Good, dude. I'm glad to hear that, Field Medic. 2A Amazon. Yo, that'd be crazy. 2A Cowgirl as well. 2A Cowgirl would be crazy. Nanobite says, how will I be as cool as Evan? Thank you, dude. Okay. 2A Amazon would be a Lin 2A, right? That would be. It would be a Lin 2A. She would be crazy. Dude, make her 3rd skill AoE. Make it so that if she doesn't stun something, she does a second attack that's AoE. Huh? Isn't that crazy? Because she can't stun bosses? Bro, dude. So like normally it's single target, but as soon as it's on a boss, well, actually, I suppose that would also make it so that but then it's not usable. Well, hold on. Let me rephrase this. I actually think if we wanted it to be most efficient, this is turning into a legit suggestion. I actually think that it should be the inverse of that. So let's say she stuns something, right? Because you're in the waves, right? You're in the opening waves. She stuns something, she follows up with an AoE. But then if you're on the boss and she doesn't stun, it just deals extra damage. That sounds kind of cool. I think it should actually be the inverse of what I said. Okay. We're looking at how to improve the time on that dungeon. We're not talking about suggestions for a Lin 2A. Oh, you've got Evan and you've got Magnum. That's awesome. So what I would probably recommend to you is kind of what I suggested back there. Oh, though you do have Teshar. So I would, though, probably start by building the starter team, unless you are sure that you already have the runes that you can use to build the speed team. I'm not going to go through it again right now because I just talked about it. That was the last account that we looked at, but I would implore you that if you want more details on the speed team, check out the video that's on the YouTube channel. It goes into depth about how to build the speed team. You could also check out the complete guide to Kairos to see the starter team. I'm going to give you a little primer for that right now. We're going to use Veramos, the Dark Ifrit, build him on crit damage. I love that monster. I don't see him present here though. So I would see if you could build him. I would see if you could fuse one for yourself because that guy is super usable. And then we're going to populate your team with things like free-to-play options, right? All free-to-play. So Veramos lead. You put in your defense break can be Bella Dion, the light Inugami. Your defense buff, attack buff, and everything in between. That's going to be Shannon. You can use two-way Shannon if you want to. And then for your other max HP damage scaler, it's like, heck, I mean, technically you could throw in Teshar if you want, but he's not really a max HP scaler. I would probably do Shaman, and you could do two-way Crow if you have him. I don't see a lot of them here, but they might be in your storage. That would be the first thing that I recommend you do. Charisse. Oh my goodness. What do we have here? What hath the universe brought us to view today? Neverborn Lucky. By the way, VR Gacha gaming isn't a thing yet, but imagine the untapped money for a Come 3US VR Gacha game. That's crazy. That's insane. Dude, I could be on the field. I could be behind my monsters in RTA. Like it's like a gym in Pokemon. That'd be crazy. It's actually such a cool idea. King of Gaming says, bro, I got to get back into this game. What a perfect day to do it. Look at this. Look at where we're at, King of Gaming. How fantastic. If you go download the game, I'll wait. You download the game and then you ask me whatever you need, bro. I'm just playing. Feel free to just hang out and enjoy the stream. Do whatever you'd like. I don't know what we're about to get in here with Charisse's account. This is crazy. All these Subsaris. Oh, Zettabyte, congratulations. And I just got Vrad from the event. Oh, mine are all dupes, bro. I haven't gotten a single usable option. Hey, our time for Giants is actually the same, I think. 28 seconds. 28.68. Look at you. That's awesome. 52 seconds. This is... Wow. Was this the surprise? Because I'm very surprised. Why do you have so many of these things? On your profile, I suppose, is the question. Dank Master. Wait a minute. Dank Master. Can I be reminded of what you needed real quick? Hold on, real quick. I'm scrolling back up right now. This is Bread Biceps. So this is Dank Master, mostly just a review here too. Is it just getting better runes and grinding and gemming them at this point for me, I mean? Dude, so first of all, Bread Biceps. This is a great instance of, or how should I say this? A spectacular segue to tell everybody a big way to improve in the game is grinding and gemming. So raids, probably one of the best. Where's your phone, Evan? You better be farming. Remember, always be farming. It won't let me farm while going on people's accounts. Isn't that crazy? I have to stop the farm. That's how much I love you guys. I'm literally stopping the farm right now. So that way we can go through and look at your accounts. So grinds and gems are actually like so important. R5, whenever you don't know what to do, odds are the answer is R5. Like if you can farm grinds, you can push your runes to the next level. So yes, in shorthand, that is great. Now with that said, actually, if you want like a project to work on, you could kind of like low-key shift your Giants team over to a speed team. I'm seeing there's a little bit of volatility in here. I don't know, like on paper, this doesn't look like it succeeds all the time. And that's just from looking at it, right? I don't know. I could be totally wrong, Brad Biceps. But I will say that it looks very dangerous. And the reason I say that is because of the prevalence of multi-hits. So because there's Naomi who hits twice on skill 2, there's Crow who has team up, and because he teams up with like a Fran or a Lauren, that's stacking 4 hits whenever he teams up with one of them. Fran has 3 hit attack, Lauren has 3 and 2 on first and second skill respectively. So what I would recommend doing is reducing the number of single target, or I'm sorry, let me rephrase what I'm saying. I would say to reduce the number of multi-hitting instances on your team if you want to stay on the starter version. Otherwise, I think you might actually be ready to kind of take this to the next level. Take out the Fran, dude. Let's put some damage on this guy. Let's do this. He says it's pretty consistent, but for me, but yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, that's great. As long as it does, if it's not failing in a 30 run, we're good. You know, it's like, that's all we care about. We just don't want it to fail. That's spectacular. So, Grinds and Gems would be next. Project could be building a speed team for Giants because it is fun. It's relatively easy. It's a nice way to get into it. The rest I wouldn't mess with. And after that, dude, I would start taking things into your end game of choice, be that guilds, be it RTA, what have you. You have some cool units for RTA. Parjanya is usable. I see Sonya back here. We got Ciara as well. Ciara for the speed lead and the bomb. I still use her to this day. The Wind Twins are still super usable, especially with the Hyegang. They are great to fuel Haegang's passive, so he has more things to like boost your attack bar with. You also have a couple options that you could like kind of low-key cleave with. Oh, and you've got Kyle. And you have another snipe unit. You could actually go snipe if you wanted, but I wasn't really paying attention to your speed leads beyond Ciara. There's a Chiwu present. I don't know if I'm scrolling past any others, to be honest. Yeah, it looks like I just saw Ciara and Chiwu. But you can, like, Sonya, Rigna, and, like, an attack buffer, that is, like, straight up a comp. Oh, this buffs attack, does it not? According to your stats, but I think it's a little freaky, right? Isn't this thing a little freaky? Okay. Okay, let me look at this. Neverborn Lucky. Evan, in chat channels, I see people telling others to skip Giants and go directly to Necro. Same with R5. Instead of doing step-up leveling, because the runes come to us gives new players, should new players still go stage by stage, Giants, Dragons, Necro, and then progress on TOA to other dungeons? Dude, what a great question, to be honest. What a stellar question. I actually still think that there is validity in going step by step, but less so for like Fatal Runes and more for Swift and Despair. I actually still think that those runes like fuel so much of Summoner's War and are so important to an account's stability. So I'll give you an example, right? So it's like when I first started playing, I wanted to jump straight to Dragons because the person that was teaching me how to play, you know, Summoner's War, like, you know, he like predominantly like skipped Giants and went straight to Dragons, like just for the violent runes back in the day. But unfortunately, if you do that sort of thing, you know, and I followed suit, right? That ended up meaning that I am very slow. I don't have the speeds to compete. It's like I'm lacking certain damage runes. I don't always know what I'm looking for. I would still, and also saying go to Necro is kind of crazy, especially because the only thing in there for like early game players, the only thing that they really want is Rage. And it's like, I know we want Will and Nem, right? But it's like, you know, that's like later. I would almost say the opposite. What I would say for people is to go to Giants first. It's easier to build, easier to get into. You can kind of learn the game, get your Swift runes, and then grab Rage runes from events. I will sometimes, like, when in doubt, grab Violent. We all know that, right? You know, you grab the Violent, you grab the Will, but that's for us thinking from an RTA perspective. I sometimes will try to fish for Rage runes, so that way I can fuel my PvE teams to get me more runes in the future. So I still think that there's a lot of validity to going through that step-by-step process, but I would move things around. I would say Giants, TOA, and Dragons. I would say that like TOA and Dragons can exist simultaneously. I love that question. Now, with that said, that's just my piece. So chat, what do y'all think? I'd love to hear your feedback on that too. Oh, King of Gaming, I'm so sorry to hear that. My brother passed, I now have his account, I just don't know where to start with runes. Oh my goodness, King of Gaming. That is so sad to hear. I'm so sorry to hear that that's the reason why you've ended up in this position, but I you know, if you need any assistance, if you have questions, this is a great place to ask. There's a big repository of like great community members and like informed players, so please ask away. I'm so sorry to hear that, but that's so cool that you can kind of like remember him in that way and like through playing the game. It's kind of cool seeing the spirit of gaming getting passed around, dude. That's awesome. But I'm very sorry to hear that that's the reason that brought you to the stream. Regardless, I'm happy you found your way here. I'm glad that we can kind of talk about it. Now, I'll leave it behind. I don't want to make you have to linger and think about that. You know what I mean? We're here to have fun. Let's do it. I'll try to help get your mind off of stuff, right? Maturva, Swift and Despair, but recently I'm focusing more on my damage runes and units. Yeah, dude, honestly, and Despair really comes back around. Because, you know, Despair, we don't traditionally use a lot of Despair outside of like Trial of Ascension for PvE. So it's like, I think that's kind of like a long-term investment for your account, is getting that Despair set. I think the farming of dungeons is based off of the part of the game you're in. Johnsrus, yeah, that's kind of more or less like what that step-by-step is. Potato of Doom on YouTube. Definitely would not skip Giants. If anything, you can mostly ignore Necro and completely Spiritual Realm. Yeah, I agree. I agree, dude. So Dankmaster, I hope that is helpful. Speaking of Spiritual Realm, I realized that Nova asked me about my Seek a really long time ago. So let me just jump onto Spiritual Realm real fast. Okay, so can I give a caveat real quick to Nova? So this is my Seek. I have him runed to do damage, you know, just to contribute, because I just didn't like the idea of him just like sitting there and not doing anything. Please know that only really one stat matters. It's really just his speed. He is purely there for the buffs on his third skill. That's it. So he needs to move first. Now, the reason I say the caveat is because right now you might notice that he's not moving first. My Lauren is. And that's because my Lauren has 316 speed. And that's because I re-runed her for my Kyle comp. And I haven't touched this team since then. So please take it with a grain of salt. Seek the Fire Hellhound is supposed to move first. The turn order should go, here, let me organize this in turn order real quick, right? So ideally this is the turn order. Mine is even more loosey-goosey than that because it's not like that serious, right? We don't really farm Spiritual Realm that often, but that should be the turn order. Mine is just not right now, so. Okay. Let's go back into this. Necros, I'm so bad at it. I love Necro. Necro is so fun to watch. I think it's the most satisfying dungeon. Oh, does Seek need to be on any certain rune set? I saw yours is on Vio. Honestly, dude, whatever gets him that first turn. That's it. So no, I think he could be on Swift. He doesn't need to be on Violent. Again, I kind of put mine on Violent just because I really wanted him to contribute, just because I didn't like the idea of him just sitting there. But yours, it's okay if he just sits there, to be honest. What does matter, though, is that my Verd is on a damage build. My Verd is high damage. What should I do for my AD? Oh, I was actually seeing a lot of ADs with Zen. That's so funny. I ran into a lot of these today, specifically. Very funny, actually, Charisse. So I am more of a fan. I like what you're doing with the Vanessa and the Zenitsu, but I would probably go with something a little bit sturdier. Oh, we got a Lamila here too? Hold. Oh, wow, you have like a nice little combo here, but that's more RTA thing. Let's hold on to this Lamila idea. We got kind of an idea of Lamila. Let's keep that in the back of our heads for now. Oh, wait, guys, does this have any? Is anybody using this for arena defense? This has got a cool passive for AD, actually. I would love to avoid Necro. That's so funny. When you're attacked during the enemy's turn, decreases the damage taken by half and resists all effects. Then he counterattacks AoE to strip a buff with a 70% chance. That is kind of sick for arena defense. I don't know. Maybe it's too early to say for sure. Right? That's what I'm saying, Nova. Dude, so what Nova said in chat is Fire Djinn on Despair Seal can absolutely ruin a crowd control arena offense. 100%, dude. I think this is actually kind of crazy. Hold on. This is getting me excited. So I'm actually wondering if, well, this is a defense-based unit. I'm not big into that sort of thing. I'm looking for an HP lead, like some sort of HP lead that we can run with a Lamila and like a Fire Djinn. Something like that. Basically something we can like clap back with super hard. I suppose a Zenitsu could stay because he ignores death, right? He comes back. I'd really prefer like an HP lead though. Or like a Darien would be kind of sick here. Maybe a two-way Darien is what we need. I would play around with that speed, or I would play around with the lead. For now, you can use Vanessa. I would throw in like, oh, and you've got this too, dude. Oh my goodness, you have fun options. This is a little bit dicey though, right? Like, you know, it's only 15%. So I would do like Vanessa, try Vanessa Lamila, and then throw the Fire Djinn in there. It's kind of a cool thing to try. What is this? Oh, resistance of monsters in arena. You could maybe try, honestly, we used to take res leads. Right? We used to use Jean leader skill. Oh, Bolg, you're 31 tomorrow? I'm 31. That's crazy. Evan, besides Fusion, which ancient coin monster do you think a new player should go for? There's so many like Fusion mons now. I'm not Evan, but I'm gonna say Ergar. Yeah, Ergar for sure. I would also say Ergar. I think Ergar is one of the more important ones to get early because he is better than he used to be. I'll say that. Oh, I meant account. I'm younger. Happy early birthday. I just started. I want to try to get better at game, but my account is just all over the place. I don't know how or where to start. Utakata. Let's see. Oh my god. You have my most wanted LD4 from the collab, the Light Djinn, and you have Salah. That's pretty sick. So you don't know where to start. Your account's all over the place, you say. So, I mean, look at this, dude. We've had this conversation, right? We were just talking about the step-by-step process. What do we want to do? I think we start on refining this Giants team a little bit. It seems it's a little bit hastily thrown together. I think we can keep the Veramos, we can keep the Crow if we want. We've had some folks in the chat today say that they've got some success with the Fran and the Lauren, but I still think it's a little volatile just because of all the clapback. You know, I'm very traumatized by the clapback from the Giant. Do we want to run it so that way I can like show you guys? Like I could throw them in, maybe? That could be kind of fun. Do we want to test that? I'll finish giving my feedback here and then maybe we could throw on like the Veramos, the Crow, Fran, Lauren, +1, like Naomi or something like that, and just kind of show what I'm talking about. And we could see if we could clear. And then, you know, if it clears, awesome. But right now, I think, how would I improve this? I would maybe just go for another max HP damage scaler instead of the Wind Salah. I always forget his name. And I do think that maybe Fran could potentially go. You know, I'm not a big safety guy in Giants. Love what you're doing for Dragons, and your Necro team is starting well. Okay, let's go see what we can do to improve. Oh, are these up and running? These are great for Necro. The magic number, by the way, for additional defense for Ikaru, assuming that you have all of your defense maxed out from the skill points, which I'm not sure if this account does because they're not level 100 yet. The magic number is 2381. 2381. 2,381 additional defense, and that'll get Ikaru to pull all 3 units, which is really helpful. Ultra Deathlord says, hey Evan, you doing okay? I am, thank you. Thank you for asking. I'm a little sleepy, but honestly guys, I don't hate being sleepy. Like it's kind of nice. I don't know how to explain it. Like there's a certain level of exhaustion that is kind of fun, a little fulfilling, makes you feel like you had kind of a satisfying day, you know? That's where I'm at right now. I feel very, very nice and relaxed. Cloud Coder. When I change runes or grind them on a monster in the current repeat battle, when does the change take effect? On the next run. Great question. There are lots of really good questions today, actually. Oh, I learned something about Summoner's Board today, but I can't remember what it was. I learned something today. Shoot. I think I learned it from Reddit. Oh, dude, if I can think of it, I'll tell you guys, because it was cool. I love that I'm still learning stuff, you know, about like weird mechanical interactions. The game's like very deep in that way. And Maturva says, I think my 30 days in might have you slightly impressed. I do a lot of reading. That's awesome, bro. Oh, Stack, first time in chat. What's up, Stack? How are you? By the way, Cloud Coder, I don't know if you're a manga enjoyer, but I'm reading a manga called Kagurabachi, and one of the like magic swords in that is called the Cloud Gouger, and I thought that was a really cool name. That's what I thought your name was at first. Just throwing that out there. That's what you reminded me of. Is like one of the super cool sword in a manga I like. Take that as a compliment. So I was suggesting taking this guy out. Shahat, that's what it is. Oh, I know Mephisto also deals really good damage in giants. And there's like okay, hold on. But here's our real answer, right? Shaman, 2A Shaman, dude. What a great monster. I'm an isekai manga enjoyer. Nice, Cenobite. That's great. Evan, I missed you. I missed you too, Ultra Death Lord. Cloud says, awesome. Thank you, thank you. I'm not gonna talk manga because then we might bond. Uh-oh. We wouldn't want that now, would we, Jones? No, I'm just playing. Drop some manga. I'd love to hear what you're reading. Right now, so I'm rereading Kagurabachi. I've already read it. Dandadan, I've already finished Dandadan. I'm just reading it weekly. Sakamoto Days, already finished it, just reading it weekly. I just reread JJK again. And I'm finally reading Berserk. Finally. And then I'm gonna read Delicious in Dungeon after that. Oh, what the heck? What's the... Dude, what is this doing back here? What the heck, bro? Congratulations. Oh my god. What the heck is that doing there? What the heck? That's crazy, bro. Okay, I hope that helps. Real quick, can we just do an experiment? I just want to do beep, boop, beep, beep, beep. Let's just take all these out real quick. Let me just grab like Veramos. So my Veramos is on a damage build, which I like to tell people. We're gonna grab these. This is not, what? Wait, whose Lauren is this? That is not my Lauren. What? I have 2 Laurens? Oh my god, I have 2 Laurens. Guys, I'm learning something about myself today. Guys, I'm learning something about myself. That is insane. That is crazy. What am I looking for? What should I put as my last one? I just wanted to try this. What do we normally... Naomi. That's what it was. I wish I had a Leica. Can we just try this and just see how it goes real quick? Evan is a Lauren enjoyer. Of course I've got 2 Laurens. I just want to see how much this like racks up on the boss. Because like back in the day, dude, he used to just clap. He used to clap this team, bro. Yeah, King of Gaming, I love it. My girlfriend and I are watching season 2 right now. Spectacular. What a show. Okay, my crow just miscrit. That was the most embarrassing thing that's happened to me today. Guys, can we just pretend we didn't see that? We can do that, right? Jonesrus, I'm hoping that by the time I get there, you know, by the time I reach that wall, it'll be over. I don't know. I'm hoping. Okay, let's see. Let's pay attention. Let's see what's happening here. Boom, boom, right? I'm afraid that we're going to be racking up the counterattack. So far, it's actually not looking that bad. Lauren does this. Guys, am I overthinking this? Am I overthinking this dungeon? Is it actually not that bad? Oh, see, here we go. Look at this. Now we're getting the counterattacks going. But my Veramos will be able to survive, surely, right? Boom, boom, chain. Fran heals. And the animations do slow it down. Okay, but credit where it's due. Credit where it's due. I think I might have been overthinking it a little bit. Although it's going to be slower, right? 112. It's going to slow it down because of all those animations. But to be fair, it works with them. So it's like, you know, you can kind of do that. Oh, I really wish that I had a Leica right now. No, we can't forget. We know you missed the cranes. Oh my God. Because that actually looked pretty good. That looks pretty good, to be honest, right? Like nobody was in that much danger. That's awesome. Okay. Was there something else I wanted to test? Guys, can you not use... Oh, you know what it is? Can you not use Duran's Leica in any of this stuff? How do I access Duran's Leica? Oh, it's up here now. They moved it. Wait, is that in Dungeons? Can I bring Duran's Leica? No, I can't. Shoot, dude, I wanted to try his Leica. I can only do it in non-abyss floors. Oh, brother. Thank you. Brother. I guess that'd be free clears all day, right? Because you could just run that. Okay, back into the chat. Materva, what is your in-game name? So that way I can help you out. Or rather, I can review the 30 days. Just trip, fall, and stumble into EU chat. I can do that after this. Oh, it's already 5. It's not like, I don't think it has a super strict starting time. Oh, Materva, huh? I guess I could have assumed that. Where art thou? Are you on global? Huh? I know, right? Are you on global or are you on EU, Materva? Or are you in all, maybe? Double check to make sure that it's 11 all. I will go into Europe shortly after. Big collab question: which Tekken mons to build, and which ones aren't worth it till Come To Us buff the collab mons after data? Great question, Neverborn Lucky. This is a fun one. So, Materva, I agree that I actually think that the Light Jin, the 4-star Light Jin, is one of the coolest, if not like the best, in the collab. He's so cool. Let me show you. So this guy, right? He's a 4-star. I know it says 5 up there, but it always shows 1 star above. He is really neat. I think this wind one is actually pretty cool too. Flies Oblivion, I just got him today. Fire one, I think outside of arena defense might need a little bit of a buff. I think the dark one needs a buff. I think most of the Pauls need a buff. Like, I actually think this guy is like one patch away from being really good. Like, I know we were all like memeing on him, right? I have a cool idea for him. I'm not gonna share it here because it's a little out there. This guy is like designed in a lab to counter all of it, and he does that really well. He can't have his attack bar reduced, and whenever somebody gets their cooldown increased, the whole team gets 15% bar. Here's my question though: what are you gonna do with the bar once you have no skills? All of your skills are on cooldown. Who needs this bar? So I think he needs a little bit of a buff. And the Dark Nina is actually pretty sick. I will say that. Oh, there's Materva. We are reviewing Materva's 30 days. 30 days in the game. Exactly, exactly 30. I thought maybe we were rounding up or down. Exactly 30. They've already cleared TOA normal, already cleared TOA hard. They've done 2 stars in TOA hell and realized that they don't want to do it, much like all of us, right? We've all been there. Whoa. Every single Abyss hard floor has been cleared. Oh my God. 55 seconds in Necro, just shy of sub 1 minute in Dragon, spectacular, and a respectable Giants team. Good times on everything. Also, the artifact dungeons are farmed. They have a functional dot team for all of these, the attribute dungeons, right? Oh, brother, this is crazy. Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah, you're doing great. This is a month worth of progress. That's crazy. That is absurd. Let me go on your account real quick and just see these monsters. Yeah, you got all of your raid stuff. Dude, so you're saying that you just love reading. Is that what you just did a ton of homework and now your account is just popping off. Oh, and you got yen for the the dimension hole, the wind dimension hole one. Oh, you got the light. Yes, bro, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, somebody does their homework. Oh my gosh, and you're rewarded with dope monsters. Oh my God, the Layla. Wow. Bro, and this account does not miss, bro. Look at this, the homework, and then you're rewarded with good monsters at the end. That's crazy. Thank you for showing this, dude. Wow. That is awesome. That is actually awesome. Okay, Bull says, I'm Ryan. Oh, this is Ryan. This is Ryan. Okay, Ryan, what can I do for you? Yeah. Ryan said, yeah, I gotta delete the game after that. That's crazy. When the 30 days progress is so good, you gotta uninstall. It's like that just puts some things in perspective. That's awesome. Dude, Maturva, that is some high praise. That's some high, your account looked so good after 30 days that it made people reconsider. That's pretty awesome. Ryan, that was hilarious, bro. Okay. So Ryan, so speaking real, just shy on the TOA hell. Good clears, got the TOA down. Oh, any tips on how to rune Kiki? King of Gaming, there's Kiki on there? That's fantastic. So now here's the thing. Unfortunately, I actually don't have Kiki. Chat, can we do some research? How do we rune a Kiki? Because I unfortunately do not have Kiki. I have limited experience with her. That's the Dark Mage. She's kind of similar to Nephthys in a way. I imagine Violent. Johnsrith says high HP with Violent runes. Yeah, Kiki's Dark Mage. She's got some similarities to Nephthys, if I remember correctly. So Ryan, here's what I think I want to do with this, right? So I think if we're gonna stick with this layout, we can remove the Chung Pung, and if you're using Bella Dion, we can take out Lauren. I would say use either Lauren or Bella, not necessarily both. So Bella Dion is your like single target, like defense break, also your heal and attack bar boost if you need it. We could run a Shannon in here if you wanted some extra safety, something like that. I'm also curious about your Veramos. It looks like maybe your Veramos is not on a damage build currently. And let's go review this. Let's actually review this real quick. And we can remove the Bella Dion from the dragons as well. So let me just check on the Verd. We got 100% crit. Perfect. Perfect. That is like the biggest thing. Excuse me. Nice crit rate on the Spectra. He's on Swift. Just bear in mind too that so for Spectra has I love Fran's attack break. Yeah, Fran's attack break is really good. Fran's it is good for that. Let's talk Spectra for a quick second. So Spectra has the highest base speed in the game. Like barring anything like outside effects, like a passive ability that would increase it in game or something like that, yada yada, Spectra has the highest base speed in the game. So that is a blessing and a curse. Usually it's more of a blessing, and here's why. You don't necessarily need to rune him on Swift. If we're bringing Spectra for damage, which I imagine we are in Dragons, etc., you could just put him on a Rage set. Make it so that he like smacks the boss really hard with this skill too. This one deals damage proportionate to the enemy's max HP, and bosses have a lot of HP. So this is going to deal crazy damage, especially in Dragons. So I would consider slowing this guy down, so that way we guarantee that Lauren moves first in Dragons, right? So Lauren, defense breaks, then your max HP damage scalers can go next. Let me check your Veramos. Veramos is also not on is also not on a crit damage build. I would do speed, crit damage, HP. I like that he is on HP here. Rage, if you have access to it, you might be able to get a rune set like that from some of the events that are going on right now. You could take Rage as the legend sets, so that way it can get your dungeon teams online, and that's kind of investing in your future for getting more runes. There was something else I was going to tell you about Veramos. Oh, it wasn't specifically. Oh. Oh, great question. Materva says, explain why crit damage equals max HP damage. Or explain why crit damage equals max HP damage can still crit. I might be misunderstanding the question, but let me answer it as if I think I understood what you're asking. Are you asking why HP slot 6, or are you asking why max HP? So this is specifically. Oh, just tell him why you want him on crit damage. Ah, roger that. So skill 2, his skill 2 scales with the enemy's max HP. So, you know, it takes into account how much HP the target has. Very similar to Spectra. Spectra's got the exact same wording. So that means that skills like these do more damage against bosses, right? So anytime you see a skill that says max HP, like proportionate to the enemy's max HP, that means that they are going to do exponentially more against bosses. Exactly, Materva says a lot more, like a lot, a weird amount more. And that's why we want to build him on damage. That is actually fairly new. I say it's like, because when the Reloaded update came out that introduced Abyss dungeons, we needed answers, and Veramos got buffed. And so now he is a really popular answer for some of these dungeons. Something that I was going to say just in general, by the way, for PvE stuff, so like dungeons, things of that nature where you're not going up against other players, you don't need to really focus too much on that 2 set. So it's like the fact that this is violent is cool, but like, do we absolutely need energy? Not necessarily. So the reason I'm telling you this is that if you have 2 runes that don't really go together, but they have incredible stats, throw them on. Like if you've got a slot 1 with really high crit rate, put that on there, regardless of whether or not it completes the set. Okay, let's go back real quick. Ryan says, this is great, I needed this. I was super confused on how I wanted about rune changes. That I'm so happy to help. I'm very happy to hear you say that, dude. Is there anything else that I wanted to touch on real quick? Let me just look at these teams. For the Giants team, I know we've talked about Giants a lot, so I would say maybe double check like one of the videos on the YouTube channel for like the starter guide. We have the video, The Complete Guide to Kairos, and in there's the starter team for Giants. I would start there and then iterate off of that. So it's like, okay, I've built the starter team, now let's experiment with taking out the healer. Now let's experiment with like throwing in a speed facet like Teshar, something like that. Yeah, Rageblade Veramos is so good. I think we have time for like one more, guys, because I do have a meeting. It's just not a super solid timeline on when I need it. Fastlick said that he shared a Light Jin replay. So let's just look at this too, because we haven't looked at any replays yet. So we got the Light Jin. Oh, there's a Kiki. Look at that. There's a Kiki in here. How funny. Just asking about that. Kiki and Pater? Oh my god, Pater's so good, bro. Pater, Violent, also high HP. They're built similarly, but serve very different purposes. I think the Lamila is reset right now. This is my favorite type of replay because it seems like he's coming back from behind. I love that you've got the shields here from the Angela, so you can keep your team alive and do some damage back. Big damage from skill 2. Comes the clap back. It's going to almost immediately kill him because of the reflect damage from the shields. Look at that, dude. Oh, and that's why you want her on Violent, because she procs and just throws debuffs on the enemy team. Cool Kiki showcase right after we talked about her too, actually. Love seeing her in action. That's dope. Just got off work, chilling, watching the stream. What's up, Zeno? Okay, are there any? I'm going on near 2. Oh, this is Teriyaki. Wait. Let's look at Teriyaki. Teriyaki. Oh, you've got the Daniel, or as I like to jokingly call him now, Dallas. Seems like you use an iteration of the same team, right? With the Liam. You use Liam on here. He seems a little out of place on Giants, but that's okay. That's okay. I think it's just from all the big hits. If this works, that's great. I think maybe we could, maybe it's been a while, but yeah, you could definitely speed this up. Like, look at these times, dude. You could honestly just use the same team from Dragons over there. With the exception of Shina, I would probably use the Wind Harpy instead, I would probably, if you just put Prilea up there instead, I would reckon that this Dragons team could actually work on Giants, if I'm being totally honest. Like, because my Kyle team works on Giants for whatever reason. I actually think you are so close to being able to use the same team for like every dungeon. Oh, you have Xeratu. What is this? Oh my God. Teriyaki, how long have you been playing, bro? What is going on? My dude, you have a Xeratu? Wow. Wow. Let me just jump on here to just see what's going on and like compliment. Exactly. So Materva, that's what I mean to say. So Shina would have to be swapped out with Prilea, the Wind Harpy. So if he swapped out Shina with Prilea, I think that team could work. Xeratu, Light Jin, oh my goodness. Shun, my dude, my homie, my guy. Look at this account. Oh my goodness, it just gets better. It just gets better and better. Look at all this stuff. There's some juicy stuff back here, bro. Oh, you got Hagang and Wind Twin Angels. I love this combo. Also, Loki Tyrannus can kind of work with that too. Look at this. You got a Gyo back here for in case somebody pulls an Oliver on you. Layla. Wow. Wow. I am impressed. I'm very impressed. So yeah, Teriyaki, I would try running that team on Giants because I actually think you can make it work if you just took out the Shina. I'm so sorry to have to bounce, guys, but I'm actually a little bit over time and I just got to go make sure that I have time to hit that meeting. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If y'all want to come back for more streaming on Friday, I'm going to be streaming with Ahmad Ace. We're going to be talking about the China qualifier together, reviewing some of the best games from that. And just generally hanging out, maybe play some RTA if we have extra time. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I had such a great time talking to y'all. This was cool. King of Gaming, welcome to the game. Enjoy the account. Ryan, that was so much fun. Field Medic, I'm glad that we could look at your account. And Materva, congrats on a solid 30 days too. Like, that was so cool. Materva, Evan, thank you. You're a big reason my account is where it is. That is so sweet, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah, give it a try. Let me know how it goes, Teriyaki. Oh, poor EU. I'm so